Guess what, Facebook? This isn't copyrighted. You can't shut me down now because I have permission to play this music. Don't mess with my morning gratitude. I can play the whole thing if I want to. Good morning, everybody. Don't worry, Melissa. I have permission to use this music. Good morning, everybody. So everybody listening on the radio audience, this is Joshua T. Berglans' Morning Gratitude. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody watching on Facebook, E360 TV, the Edge Radio Network. Good morning. What a great song. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Boulevards. I got turned on to them last night, and they are an absolutely wonderful band. But bunch of kids, man, bunch of kids. Anyway, good morning. This is Joshua T. Berglans' Morning Gratitude coming to you live from the heart of Little Italy, San Diego, my favorite city in the world. I've been to a lot of great cities, but San Diego is a magical place. Right now, we're being heard from Live Mono Worldwide Studios, and I cannot be more excited to be here today. Man, yesterday was a trip. So we had all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I'm still banned from going live on my Facebook page, but Melissa Hall has blessed us with the ability of using her page. And just really grateful for that because I love doing this show every single morning. Even with the disasters that we had with technical difficulties yesterday, you know, this is something that I get so excited about that sometimes I lose sleep. I get excited about our guest. Because I know the stories they have to tell, and I dig that. Like it's something that fills me up. I mean, just like my purpose in the morning, or not my purpose, but my daily routine, this is part of that. This is part of what I do day in and day out, and I truly love it. Really quick, I got to do something. I'm already on here. Okay, perfect. Anyway, so radio audience listening on Spreaker in the Edge Radio Network, you can come check us out live on Facebook. Just look up Melissa Hall or Joshua T. Berglans or Joshua T. Berglans' Morning Gratitude. We are going live there. Anyway, today's a great day. I have a really good friend that's going to be on the show today, Sophie Kessner, and we met at an event. Golly, I've had a lot of guests on here that have come from Cervex, and it is... But just amazing people are a part of that event. People that, you know, are truly about what the event says, serving your way to success. And our guest Sophie is truly, she exonifies that. Is that a word? Is exonify a word? I think it's a word. Yeah. Anyway, so it's I've gotten to know her. I've gotten to work with her a little bit. I've seen what she's about, and she is a dream. I mean, I think she's somebody that could probably use her gifts for her own good and her own betterment, but she puts so much energy into other people. It's inspiring. It's inspiring. But anyway, I'm going to read you a little bit about her for the audience that is not aware of who she is. Sophie Kessner is the founder and CEO of Elite Transformation. She developed a program geared towards empowering new coaches to start successful coaching practices. She works with coaches on growing and scaling their businesses by helping them create powerful online courses so they can reach more people in less time. So hold on. I'm going to stop in the middle of that because that is true. Like I didn't have my act together when I worked with her yet, and I wasn't ready. But one of the things that she does that's so powerful is she does simplify the process. So if you're a coach out there, and you're wanting to scale your business, if you're wanting to create something to help, scale your business, she's the easiest to work with I've seen. She really simplifies the process. And even from people like me that are kind of hard to work with, she makes it easy. I just didn't have my act together. So back to it. So Sophie's take Sophie takes a whole person approach when she focuses on working with both the inner world and the outer world of entrepreneurs. The inner world consists of physical and emotional, mental and spiritual growth, while the outer world focuses on process, systems, and strategies. By combining both of these pieces, Sophie empowers her clients to take her businesses and lives to entirely new heights as they transform their identity and tap into their infinite potential. With her background in neuropsychology, human behavior, and extensive study in quantum mechanics, golly, I didn't know you were that smart. Sophie combines the worlds of science and business to create what she calls elite transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you my friend, Sophie Kessner. Good morning.
Good morning. Are we on?
Yeah, we are on. And you know, it's so funny because I think I shared this video to the wrong pages. I uploaded one, realized that was the wrong page, and sent another one. So we are all over the place. I think, anyway, this Facebook gel thing has got me a little bit, not razzled, but discombobulated because I don't have my normal systems and functionality. So forgive me for all the delays. But good morning, Sophie. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. I'm so glad to be here and just so excited to get to connect with you and chat with you. This is going to be so much fun.
It's been a while, and I haven't had you on the show before, but since we have worked together, it's been really fun to watch you grow and watch you really just take life by the balls, so to speak.
Yes, big one.
Just wow. Hey, Jordan, hold really quick. Jordan, if you're listening, will you do me a favor and share this to my page? Because she is doing it. Good. You're awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I didn't share this on my page. In fact, when I shared it to your page so people could watch you on your page, I sent the wrong link. My bad. Jordan, you're a good man. Thank you for taking care of that. Radio audience, just ignore me. But if you want to see the madness, come over to Facebook and check it out. Anyway, Sophie, first things first.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for today, my dear?
Oh, gosh. Well, I think the biggest thing, number one, is you. For just reaching out and having the persistence and the resilience to do what it is you love, regardless of what life brings. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest things that I can really appreciate and admire about you and about people in general, to have that much love and passion and strength for what you do, that you do it no matter what. So number one, I'm grateful for you. And number two, I'm grateful just to have the opportunity to be here. I think it's incredible and it's such a gift. And I can't wait to share with you guys how much I have to share.
Yeah, you have a lot. And the fact that you're taking science and business and mashing it together is something that's quite extraordinary anyway. But I want to, when we were working together, it was before that you reached out to me. There's a few things that there's a mistake that entrepreneurs make. Number one, when you go up to somebody at a networking event and you say that you want to connect with somebody and you exchange business cards, if you don't follow up with that person after you've said it, you're a jerk. Because that first of all, that's just wrong because you don't know who you're blowing off. And so the first thing that stuck out in my head is when you said you wanted to connect with me, you actually connected. And when you said that you wanted to help me, you actually meant it. And because you did, you volunteered your own time to help me and work with me. And I got to tell you too, there's a lot of power in somebody that when you go up to another entrepreneur, somebody that's in a business where they're sacrificing of themselves, you never know how powerful that, hey, I really like what you're doing. I really believe in you. You don't realize how powerful that is. And even in that Cervex, like I'm still getting my feet wet with a lot of things, but when you came up and you told me that you believed in me and you liked what I was doing, that really inspired me. And it was very important to me. And because of that, I've always been a fan of you because I remember that because it was true and you followed through with it. And not a lot of people do that, Sophie. So I just adore you because of that. But then also you really are good at what you do. So I want to start there. Why did you decide, instead of just pushing your own agenda and pushing your own coaching, why did you decide to focus on empowering other coaches?
Yeah, so it's a fantastic question. The backstory that I'll share with this is I I was obsessed from an early age on wanting to understand human behavior and how people actually work, which is why I spent so much time in university studying psychology and human behavior. And then, of course, going into the personal development world, having grown up in it, learning NLP and mastering crack and all of this other fun stuff. And it got to the point to where I loved seeing people transform who they believed they were. And then they got to a place where they had all of this confidence, all of this clarity, and all of this reassurance of like, I know what I want to do with my life, but how do I do it? Right. And these were amazing, amazing souls that have incredible gifts, things that I couldn't even imagine being able to do on my own. And so it became this mission of, okay, great. Not only do I want to help these people shift their identity, but I want to be able to help them actually create and have an impact in the world from the perspective that they have. And the beauty in that for me was there's people who know things that I will never know. I would love to be the expert in everything, but I'm not. And there are people who have experiences and stories and wisdom in areas of life that I could only imagine. And so for me, it was coming from this place of, God, how incredible does it feel to be able to just help somebody share their message, their story, their passion, and impact more lives when it's something that I would have never learned or understood or had any kind of comprehension of.
Yeah, that's true, because one of the biggest issues I have is I'm a very creative person, almost to a fault. But sometimes the madness looks like, or what's going on in my head and the ideas, there's a lot of good stuff there, but organizing it can be a challenge. Mm-hmm. That is truly a gift of yours, is basically you can take someone's psychobabble that has some genius in it and make it eloquent, beautiful, and organized. Mm-hmm. And that is just as much of a gift as the person coming up with all the good ideas. Like that's a truly extraordinary gift you have. Tell me, for people that don't understand what NLP is, mm-hmm. and a lot of people have heard it, but they don't really understand it. What is the easiest way to explain what NLP is?
So the way that I like to describe NLP is basically being able to, you have to understand the basics of how the human body and brain work, right? And understand that you basically are able to communicate and activate different parts of your brain through words and through your senses. So when you're using language, you're turning on and off different parts of your brain. And so what neuro-linguistic programming is it's exactly that. It's reprogramming or turning on and off different parts of your brain through using certain language patterns. So by language alone, you're able to influence, and I don't want to use the word manipulate because it's not very true, but it's to influence how people are thinking. Right. And that's part of the big thing behind it is you really do have to understand not just the process, but you need to actually understand in depth what you're really doing when you're using these technologies, because they are so fucking powerful. Can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I try not to, but you can. Just be yourself. It's all about being authentic. So
Good. Because again, it's a very, very powerful tool, and neurolinguistic programming was one of the stepping stones for me into getting into actually a more in-depth study of the quantum linguistics and quantum mechanics, where you're really starting to understand how to actually reverse a lot of the trauma, anxiety, depression, and even more so the in-depth personality to really shift who you believe you are. Right. So it's what I would call the foundations to true transformation.
Really? Mm-hmm. So basically what you're saying is it's extremely important.
Yes, it's very powerful when used the right way.
I want to give a shout out really quick to the Spreaker audience, everyone listening on the Edge Radio Network. Melissa Hall, thank you again for letting us use your channel. Ahmed, good to see you, my man. Jordan, thank you. Enos, all the way in Jordan. Hello, my friend. Yeah, if you guys, this is going to be pretty cool stuff. So you guys, if you would share this video, I'd really appreciate it. Again, everyone listening on the radio, if you'd like to come check it out on Facebook, just look up Melissa Hall or Joshua T. Berglans Morning Gratitude. I'm really, now that I've been on this journey and trying to become just really step into and embrace my superpower, the same superpower. I mean, we don't all have the same superpowers, but like I'm starting to recognize and appreciate the gift that I've been given. And I want to really, like, if someone goes, hey, guess what? You can be Superman. If you just do these steps, would you do it? I mean, seriously. And the answer is yes. And so knowing that we all have these amazing gifts, why wouldn't you do everything possible to remove every obstacle keeping you from achieving it? Because it feels good to be Superman. Like the few glimpses I've had of, oh my God, I can do this. It's why I want more. I want more. But I also realize that there's a lot of crap that's blocking the way that I've got to work through. What would you say, like for the people that you work with, the coaches that are coaching other people, what would you say is the one thing that is keeping them from being the best version of themselves?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm actually doing a topic on this on Friday around, what is it? The psychology of personalities, your 50 shades. And it's understanding, it's understanding that every person has what we call multiple personality disorder. And the way that I look at, Josh, you're going to love it.
Oh, so I'm normal. Great.
You're normal. It's great. It's understanding that when you make a part of you wrong, you no longer have access to it. Right. And this is a big thing that I see with a lot of coaches and a lot of entrepreneurs in general, especially when you're working up that success ladder, because you've learned to utilize a certain part of yourself to get you to where you are. But you've also, through social status, learned to not use other parts of you or make them wrong or bad or dismiss them or suppress them. And when you're doing that, you're actually causing more pain to yourself than you are helping yourself, because you're making that part of you wrong. And that's one of the most painful things that you can do. So when it's working with these coaches, it's having them understand that, hey, honey, like, the good, the bad, and the ugly, like, it's all there for a reason, right? You need all of it. You weren't given the biological and neurochemical hardware to create those emotions for no reason. Like, you need them. And so it's getting to a place where you can actually understand, love, and appreciate and acknowledge all of those parts of you, the whole person, not just the good or the pretty parts, but also the parts that aren't so pretty, so that you can utilize those for the strength that they do provide, because they are there for a reason.
So are you suggesting that we should nurture all of those different personalities that we have?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think this is the biggest thing, is understanding that when you give yourself permission, and I use this word very intently, when you give yourself permission to have access to all of who you are, right? The whole spectrum, then you have the capacity to tap into infinite potential. Whereas when you limit yourself and you say, I am only this person, I am only this way, you can only access life to the potential of that one part of yourself. So you're limiting yourself by limiting who you believe you are.
Oh my God. So, okay, hold on. So let's break this down real quick. Yep. So I am extremely extroverted. I'm an introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
And it's I honestly, like, there's times where I just feel safe in my bubble, in my little office here. This is where I want to stay. This is like my cubbyhole. But there's other times that I just want to, like, kick open the door and go, I'm here, baby. I'm here. Let's do this. Like, it's either side. Mm-hmm. So is it just really about honoring that emotion, like that feeling, and embracing that? Like, it's not, there's nothing wrong. It's just who you are in that moment. And that's okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you believe in the world of quantum, and this is going into a little bit of that, it's understanding that you are everything and nothing all at the same time. It's just, what reality are you tapping into in this moment? Because all that we really are is this present moment. So what are you choosing to experience and create in this moment? Right.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, Sophie.
And if you look at it, yeah, ready? Take it a little step further. And if you look at it from this perspective, everything that you believe you are, you create from the evidence of the past of what you've experienced in your past. So if you're only living from the expectation of what you've currently experienced, you're just reliving and recreating your past self. But when you give yourself permission to step into something new, part of that chaos, right? Part of that, holy crap, what is this? And you give yourself permission to feel that, you're starting to tap into new potential. You're starting to tap into new parts of yourself. And that's where you're able to start creating, not from the past, but from somewhere else where there's more possibility, more potential, and in reality, a new you.
Isn't you creating from the past? Is it better to create? Well, this doesn't even make sense. You can't create in the moment. You can create from the past. You can't create in the moment. Well, wait, hold on. I'm saying this wrong. I'm doing this wrong. I'm trying to make sense of this. So when you say create from the past, it's like pulling on past experiences to propel you or your future, correct?
Mm-hmm. So think about it this way. If I had an experience in my past and I said, well, I'm just an angry person because of this experience that happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. I'm just an angry person.
Right.
And every single day I show up as an angry person, and I use that evidence from my past to solidify who I believe I am. And I say, well, I can't be happy because that's not me. I'm an angry person. I'm only recreating what I've always experienced.
Okay.
But when I give myself permission to say, okay, I've experienced part of that, but what else is possible? What are some other potentials inside of me? Right? And it could be vice versa. Maybe you're saying, I'm only a happy person. I don't allow myself to feel angry. But again, you're also suppressing that part of you. So it's understanding that when I give myself permission to experience the full depth of who I really am, I'm allowing myself to tap into new potentials and new possibilities and create for myself a new reality.
Wow, that's freaking deep. Holy jeez. I'm gonna listen to the replay so I can write that down. Yeah. Golly. Okay, so there's something else that stuck out to me because I have only known you for almost a year now. Mm-hmm. But I do follow you on Facebook, and I watch what you're doing, and I'm so blown away by your growth. But there was a time in your life that one of the things that you're very proud of is that you have radically transformed your physical being, not just your mind. You are freaking like you're jacked now in a good way, like. Like,
yeah,
you're like, wow, like, oh, and in a short time, you've had a radical transformation. Mm-hmm. What would you say? And I don't know the proper term, but you weren't as fit as you are now.
Yeah.
But when did you decide to make that shift where you're like, okay, I'm not as fit as I want to be. I'm not the physical specimen that I know that I can be. When did you make that decision to go, I'm going to start busting my ass and working out and doing, like, what was that? Were you, and I'm not making sense of it because I'm just, look, you weren't in shape. You're in shape now. Mm-hmm. To make that kind of transformation, because people battle with weight loss. People struggle with their weight. People look at themselves in the mirror and go, ugh, and they see things that other people don't see. Mm-hmm. But obviously you saw something that you didn't like, and you made the decision that, damn it, I'm going to change. I'm going to get in the gym. I'm going to eat right. And I'm going to really be healthy. Like, what was it?
Yeah, here's a little bit of a reframe I'll make on that. It's been probably a 2-3 year journey for me. It started back in 2015 when I went through a terrible, terrible breakup from a very abusive relationship. And I was at the worst weight I've probably ever been in my life. And from that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to start going to the gym and I'm going to start eating better. And it wasn't perfect. I'm still not perfect. I had a cookie last night. It was delicious. But my tummy was bloated. And so over the last 2 years, it's been this process of, I started going and working out because I hated the way I looked and I hated the way I felt and I hated what I had become. But over the last 2 years, it became this process of, I love the way this feels. I love the way that it feels to go into the gym and to lift these weights and to be able to freaking do this. Like, it feels amazing. And so in the last year, especially, it's become this process of how far can I really take my body, right? And so recently I decided that I was like, you know what, I'm going to commit to doing a WBFF show. And for those of you that don't know, that's a World Beauty Fitness and Fashion. And it's basically a bikini competition that they do, all over the world. And so I decided that I wanted to compete in that. And lucky and fortunate enough for me, one of my private clients is actually a WBFF pro. So she's done all of it already, and she's amazing at what she does, and she understands the science. So I was able to take myself so far with the knowledge that I had and the training that I had. But when I started working with her in the last month, and if you wanted to check that out, you can go and see the pictures on my Facebook. I went from just like being like I guess fit to like actually leaning out and toning and shredding. And for me, it's been like, holy cow, like this has just been amazing. Now I not only can see the physical change, but how I feel is so different. And I was having this conversation with another client this morning around why I structure my process the way I do. And it's understanding that you start with the physical, then you can go into the emotional, then the mental, and then the spiritual. And the reason being is, hi, Nick, is that if you don't master your physical body, right, you can only use your body to the capacity of which you've operated it from. So if you're operating at a 25% of your physical capacity, right, your health and your fitness is at 25%, that means your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual growth is only going to be at a 25%. And any system, strategy, or process that you try to use is only going to be able to provide a 25% ROI. So when I understood that, I was like, holy shit, I'm only operating at a quarter of my capacity right now. What the hell? So it became this process of what would my life be like if I took my physical being and operated at 100%. Right. And wow, in the last month alone, just to go and change my nutrition, the way I'm eating, the way I'm working out, my entire regimen, my emotional capacity has expanded in ways that I didn't even know were possible.
Yes. Oh my God. First of all, I want to really quick, everybody that's listening right now on Spreaker Radio and the Edge Radio Network, thank you guys so much for watching. And my lovely Facebook people, you know how much I love you. Nick Harris, dude, good to see you this morning. Now I can smile because you're here. Nick is somebody he has a super strict diet, like super strict. I mean, he doesn't eat. What is it? Nick, what is the diet that you swear by? Will you please comment? He's very, very strict about his diet. And then of course the mental, I can't even think today, personal development. I mean, he's a well-rounded, very, very into just embracing everything that you're talking about. And I'm now, look, I talked about this the other day. Like I grew up, my mom's breast milk didn't do crap for me when I was like 6 months old and I started eating cheeseburgers. Oh, he's paleo diet. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I was eating cheeseburgers like at 6 months and that's just like what I eat. I love cheeseburgers. I love steak. I love red meat. I love chicken, turkey, and I can just gorge on it. And I've noticed that I'm starting to notice that it's affecting my health. And on top of that, my weight. And I started reading Forks Over Knives, or I shouldn't read it. My partner read it, and she said she's got me convinced that I need to have more plant-based foods. So I started doing that, and all of a sudden, it wasn't just physically I felt better. My workouts were better, but mentally, the real power in my mind was changing. And I was like, oh my God, there's something here. And so then my relationship with alcohol started to change too, because look, I'm not going to lie. Tequila's, I like it. I like having a couple of tequilas. But like, I'm like, wait a second. So this is even suppressing and toning down. It helps my social anxiety, but it was affecting my clarity and my vision. And when I say it affects my vision, a lot of what makes me me is my vision to see how everything connects. That's my strength. So I agree. I'm 100% in alignment with you. And I've got it. I still have to do better. Like I'm going to the grocery store today and I'm not going to buy any meat. I'm going to buy all plant-based foods. So much love to you too, Nick. Good morning, Heidi. Good to see you. Good morning, Bonnie, Enos. Good to see you. Jordan and Melissa, great to see you. Ahmed, great to see you. We are here with the amazing Sophie Kessner. That's Kessner, right?
Yes, sir. You got it.
I didn't want to say it wrong. So tell me what kind of food and nutrition that you are, is it all plant-based or what are you doing?
Yeah, so because I'm bikini puppy, it's actually high carb, low protein.
Wait, say that again. Say that.
Wrong way.
High carb?
High protein, low carb. I'm fantasizing. So yeah, high protein, low carb. So I eat a lot of greens, a lot of veggies, but a lot of protein. I mean, I'm taking like a protein shake in the morning, a protein shake in the afternoons, and it's all like the protein shakes that I take are plant-based. But I do eat a lot of chicken, a lot of fish. So, there's different points of view on it. But for the purpose of the contest that I'm doing, I do actually have to have a really high protein intake to be able to build the muscle mass and to lean out at the way that I need to. So again, that's high protein, low carb. But again, I think for everybody, it's understanding that you really have to look at it from the scientific perspective of how much what you're putting in your body influences and impacts you on an emotional level. Because again, what you're putting into your body is the fuel for everything else in your life. And when you can understand that, it's looking at, if I'm putting in crappy fuel and I'm feeling tired and exhausted and burnt out, and I was having this conversation with the client last night, I don't have the time. And my response to that is, it's not that you don't have the time, it's that you don't have the energy because you're not optimizing your health and your fitness. And if we were just to switch these little changes in your diet, you would have so much more energy that you would be so much more efficient with your time and you would get so much more done in so much less time.
Wow. Okay, so let's go into what is this? Tell us about the Facebook group that you've started, because I'm able to post. I don't. Even though I spend all my time on Facebook, it seems like I don't get the opportunity to really dive into other people's pages and what they're doing and really read and watch as much as I want to. But I will tell you that there's a lot of value in this group. I mean, every time I do pop in, I'm like, damn, I learned something today. What is that book? Is that group by invite only, or is it open? Tell me about the group, because there's a lot of just awful Facebook groups. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot. And I'm like, I don't know why I'm in this group. I don't even know how I got in the group. Your group, though, is bringing value to people for free, right? It's free. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tell me about the group. Yeah.
So the whole time around, it's called Become Magnetic. And it's about creating massive influence and impact through collaboration. And I became really, really frustrated when I had to go and spend all of this money in all of these different places to get these little tiny tidbits of information. And I was like, well, what the fuck, right? Like, you're not really teaching me anything. And I'm like sitting here having to figure it out all on my own. So I decided to create this group where, and I don't like being invited to groups. I don't like getting random messages from people saying, hey, come like my page or come join my group. It drives me nuts.
Oops.
Yeah. So
is that why you haven't liked Morning Gratitude yet?
Probably. I have to go find it. So what I've done instead is I have this group where if you want to join it, you can join it. It's a private group. So you do have to request to join it, because I want to make sure that obviously you're not a crazy person who's going to start marketing all your services in there. But it's a group where every Friday what we do is I hop on, I dedicate about 60 minutes of my time, and I teach around whatever kind of content or concepts or whatever it is that I've learned. And then it's more so a collaborative process where we have people hop onto these calls and they share their strategies or what's working for them in their business. It is more entrepreneurial based. but the strategies can apply all across the board. So this week, I think we're going to be talking about YouTube and the process behind that, again, based off of the investments and the technologies and what we've studied.
Yeah, no, Nick, and all kidding, even Melissa, this group is awesome. There's more value in this group than any I've seen. And look, there are great groups out there, but every time I poke my head in, I'm learning something. And there's just really quality people that are a part of the group too. Mm-hmm. But Nick, you would be an ideal candidate, my friend, and Melissa, you too. I don't know what everyone else does, but yeah, it's an amazing group. So you have that, and I actually want to back up. I want to talk about the collaboration thing. Mm-hmm. I heard, I don't know if you've heard Lauren Harris's speech about the ladder of success, mm-hmm. where everyone, Nick, I'll send it to you, where you have the ladder of success, and like it's usually referring to the corporate world, but mm-hmm. you're trying to climb the ladder, but you always got your head up someone's butt. And you're also having to step on someone's throat the entire time. And it doesn't make room for collaboration. It doesn't make room for sharing your ideas. Mm-hmm. And some of the best ideas I've ever heard have actually come out of homeless people's mouths walking the streets of Little Italy here. I've heard genius things. Or I've heard something that sparked another idea that was powerful. And my point in bringing that up is, if we are so focused on climbing the ladder, we sometimes forget what's, the amazing things that are right there at our disposal. So if we turn the ladder, is it horizontal? Yeah. If we turn it horizontal, it allows for collaboration. It allows for everyone to grow together. Look, there's enough money out there. There's enough for everyone that, if you work together, I assure you, I tell people this all the time because my specialty is strategic partnerships. Like I love it. And even unlikely matches. I go, this connection right here is going to propel you forward. And I've done that. I gave that away for free most of my life. I didn't know that was actually a career, but it's amazing because when you put people together, it's the ideas, the thoughts, or maybe that you have this really passionate idea about something and you're missing something. There's something that's keeping you from taking off and exploding. So then it's just a dead idea. But if you're willing and you open your heart to collaboration, I think this is the point of what you're talking about, is those resources coming together could create $1 billion company. Mm-hmm. For instance, my company, that Live Mono Worldwide. Look, we were helping other people collaborate, but I just had this company that we were product placement, helping with distribution, white labeling products, but I wasn't really getting where I needed to go. I needed the right partner. And I'm so blessed to have had Melissa Hall come in my life because now together, everything that I had envisioned Live Mono Worldwide to be is now becoming. Because of a partnership, because of collaboration, because of willing to share resources. There's no shame in sharing resources. There's no shame in collaborating with people, especially brilliant minds. Do you see that when you're coaching other leaders? Do you see this willingness to try to stay in like, I got to keep this for myself and I've got to stay with that normal corporate structure? Do you see that happen a lot?
I love that you brought this up.
Sweet.
So, let's have this conversation.
Yeah.
Here's what I found and what I believe, right? It's understanding that the previous world of the way we used to think was, I need to be number one, right? It was all about competition. Right. And it was always about me being the best. And unfortunately, it doesn't really work anymore. Because if you look at the entrepreneurial world, we really are an ecosystem. If you start to look at it from that perspective, we are all supporting each other. And if you think that you're going to be able to get to wherever you want to get to by going all at your own, I can guarantee that you may get there and then you're going to find out that you're unfulfilled, that you're lonely, that you're unhappy, and that you're miserable. Because again, I've worked with these 6-7 figure people and they've gotten there. And then they say like, I'm lonely. I don't have any friends. I'm miserable. My relationship's draining. And it's understanding that you have to be willing to come to a place where you're willing to collaborate, to co-create. And that is how we create a sustainable society in the entrepreneurial world. It's not about competition and about being the top dollar earner, right? And this is one of the biggest conversations that I have with my clients. Why do you want to make the money that you say you want to make? And a lot of times when you get down to it, what they really want is what they think that lifestyle is going to provide for them. Yeah, I love the face. And when you look at it, when you really fucking look at it, what you actually want is so much simpler and so much more affordable than the dollar that you're putting on it. And if you can recognize that, holy crap, what I really want, it's not like $1 million a year. I just want to be happy and be able to enjoy the time with the people I love and have the energy and the freedom to do that. Then it's like, all I really need to be making is roughly this amount of money. And I'm good. I'm happy. And then you can get rid of all of these masks and all this other crap. And then you're like, great, how can I support and help sustain other people in the entrepreneurial world so that they can also live simply and enjoy their lives? And we can create a world where it's not about fancy cars and gadgets. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's who you are and what you love. But again, live simply so others can simply live.
Oh, I know you're just getting warmed up. Hold on, really quick. The radio, everyone listening right now on Spreaker and the Edge Radio Network, hello. You can come join the party. Just look up Joshua T. Berglans Morning Gratitude. I want to give a shout out to the lovely Facebook audience. Good morning, everybody. Denise, John, Brother John, what's up? Lisa Walker, good to see you. Ryan Perez, good to see you, my man. Enos, all the way in Jordan, great to see you. The usual suspects are here, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Man, we are with the amazing Sophie Kessner, and she is somebody that I swear to you, and we're going to share the link. I'll let you guys know about the Facebook group. I'll send you the link. It's terrific, but it is all about collaboration and really just empowering other leaders to do extraordinary things, and that's what it's about. Because look, how many entrepreneurs out there? I want to ask you guys. Out there on the Facebook audience, how many of you out there as an entrepreneur have had just a great idea that you really, really, really believe in, and yet when you look for that partner, you look for the missing piece, like you just get shut down, or people are like, yeah, you can pay me a bunch of money and then we can do it, or and you just get stuck. And then and every entrepreneur know what it's like to be knocked on your butt and then look down and you've got no one to help lift you back up. Like, I think it is a duty. It is your duty as an entrepreneur. Anyone, even, and when I say entrepreneur, it could be somebody that's just, you build, you're a brand, you're wanting to, if you want to be a talk show host like me, or if you are starting a business, if you have an idea or you have an existing company, like, how many of you know what it's like to just be rejected and denied when because people are either envious of you, they want to hold you down, they see you as prey. Like, how many of you have ever experienced that? Like, I know what that's like, and it's miserable. But I also know what it's like to have somebody offer the smallest opportunity when all hope seemed lost. And I know how powerful that is. It is the entrepreneur's duty to always look out for your fellow entrepreneur, because there's going to come a time in your life that you're going to be down on your butt and you're going to feel like you have nobody. And you could be you could be the guy, the girl that offers the helping hand, offers the word of encouragement, offers the opportunity that may change the world. I kid you not. This is going to sound incredibly arrogant, but I'm going to do something extraordinary for this world. I'm going to help 1 billion people. And how I'm going to help 1 billion people is by helping people like Sophie, people like Nick, people like Melissa, people like John, people like Lisa, people like Nick, people like Ryan, to elevate their message so that they can help 1 billion people. It all intertwines. And I'm not going to see the 1 billion people I help because it may not even be directly, but I really believe that in my heart that I'm going to help over 1 billion people. But it's all about the collaboration. It's all about that. And if I would not be sitting here today, I would not have a roof over my head if a woman did not call me that when I was homeless, if she did not give me an opportunity to work the Oscars. I kid you not. I had an opportunity to work the Oscars. I got a call. I was homeless. I was looking for extra money to be able to buy drugs that day. I was going to try to basically go out with a bang. And if you're a drug user, you know what that means. And if I would not have gotten that call, I guarantee you I would not be here. And mind you, I didn't get it all figured out after that. I still had believe me, I still was screwing up. But I wanted to die. But that hope changed everything. That opportunity changed everything. So it's not, collaboration is not just working together. Sometimes collaborating is offering a helping hand. Sometimes it's encouragement. Sometimes it's wisdom and advice, like you did for me. So anyway, I'm preaching. So let's keep so where are you wanting to take your company? What is your company goals?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I focus on working with conscious thought process, right? And that's really the biggest way that I like to describe it. It's working with people who are not in it to make a bunch of money, but are in it to actually inspire, impact, influence, and make a difference in the world. And for me, that's what I find so freaking attractive, right? Where it's just like my heart, my soul is like, yes, let's do this. Because it really is coming from that place of like, I really want to help and make a difference. And I know that I have the skills to do it. I just don't either have the systems, the strategies, or the process in place, I just haven't been able to get myself to the level where I can actually fully do that. So for me, my goal every year is to work with at least 100 different entrepreneurs, specifically with coaches who want to have a bigger impact and influence and need to figure out how either to optimize their inner world or how to implement their outer world system, strategies, and process.
That's great. And so everyone that's just now joining and everyone that's listening on the radio, so if you consider yourself a creative genius that is just always coming up with ideas and you're whether it's you're creating content at a furious, relentless pace and you don't really know what to do with it, or again, you just have a lot of different ideas. The beauty of Sophie is she can take that chaos and organize it. And it can make it it can really help those ideas take shape, because there's a lot of times that you have this crazy idea. Bad echo? I'm sorry. Here, let me turn this down real quick. Thank you for telling me that. There's a lot of times that, entrepreneurs or just creative people have these crazy ideas, but then you don't really know how to follow up on it or to see it through. Mm-hmm. So you just let it die. I went back through a notebook, and it's so important for people like that to keep notes, because I went back and looked at notes this morning on something. I go, oh my God, I totally forgot about that, because guess what? Now I actually have the team to make that idea happen. So people like Sophie can take those genius ideas you have and help organize them. She's terrific. I've worked with her personally. I know this. So let me ask you something. So you have your S together. I mean, you've got the physical element down. You're just kicking butt. You're kicking butt. And then you're mentally sharp and just, you really have embraced your gifts. But what is it because again, online, you have it all together, and I've seen you in person, you have it all together. What is the thing though that the enemy comes at you with? Because anyone that's doing extraordinary work like you are, the enemy comes at you it comes at you through other people, through other situations, maybe past experiences, but it's going to come at you, and it always comes at you more furiously the more good you do. What is that? for you?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. I'm human. Surprise! I'm human. And I'm a woman. And every single month I have this wonderful thing called hormones. And so what I would say for me, it really is my own self. At the end of the day, it's dealing with the fact that, you know, I have had a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety in my past, right? And that has been something that from time to time will come up. And I can tell you last week, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And I think that's just, again, it's part of that process of acknowledging and then saying, oh, this is part of me. Like, okay, it's wanting me to just slow down. And it's a reminder that, hey, you know, Soph, take a breath. Like, you can breathe. Like, remember the people that matter. Go spend some time with them. Go get your cuddles in. Like, just take a break for a minute. And for me, the way that I look at it is when those moments are coming, it's like, okay, what is my heart, my soul, my body trying to tell me in this moment? What, Denise? Yeah, I know. What is my heart, my soul, my body trying to tell me in this moment? Whether it's to slow down, take a break, breathe, re-look at things, change my perspective, and find the gift in it. And for me, that's been a total game changer. It's been to look at whatever the circumstances, the opportunity, the challenge, however you want to frame it, and find what is the gift in this, so that I can say, okay, you know what? Today's a shit day. What do I need to do to make myself feel better? And can I give myself permission to just sit here for a minute and experience this and not make it wrong? And for me, that was huge, because being a woman in the entrepreneurial world, and I think a lot of women will relate to this, you feel like you have to be strong 24/7. You can't let no man see you cry, right? You cannot show any weakness. But it's so fucking exhausting. I'm just trying to be like this, like, oh, I have to look pretty and I have to like get all dressed up and I have to go and do all this shit and not only be perfect for women, but also like compete with all the men. And it's just like, it's exhausting. And so for me, it was like, I got to the point where I was like driving to the gym one night and I'm out of nowhere, I'm just like, oh, fuck. And I get to the stoplight and I am just bawling, like balls to the wall, tears everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now, but I can't deal with it. And I was at this point where I was just like, holy crap, I've been pushing down all of this emotion for so long. And now there's just so much that's boiled up and I just have to feel it. And instead of making myself wrong or making it bad or feeling sorry for myself, I was like, you know what, honey, you just feel like that little girl inside of me. I was like, honey, it's just feel it. It's okay. Breathe. It's going to be all right. Like, we got this. Feel it. And for me, giving myself permission to say, you know what, you don't have to always be strong. To acknowledge that beautiful little girl inside of me. And for the men out there, the beautiful little boy that's inside of you. And just acknowledging them and saying, you know what, I love you. It's okay, right? It's going to be okay. For me, it was a total game changer.
That it is a lot of pressure to always have to be strong. And but really, the real strength is being willing to say, I need to cry right now. And I need to scream and drop F-bombs and, you know, or just like sometimes you got to do it. And it feels good. And then sometimes it's like, I just want my mommy. I need a hug. I need a hug. And I get it. Sometimes you just need to go take a nap. And that's okay. It's okay to be weak, you know? And I mean, that's, for me, everyone has their own process. For me, that's, you know, when I rely on God the most. And I'm good with that. I'm good at going, I know that I'm not in control. And I know that it's okay for me to be weak. And I know this because I'm human, I'm flawed. And I also know, like, in the moments, like, I care too much about this show. Like, I love this. I was depressed yesterday because the audio went crazy. I wasn't on my page and everything felt weird and awkward. And I had somebody say to me, like, dude, it's just a Facebook show. I'm like, you don't understand. This is everything to me. Like I get, this is part of my daily routine, that it's part of what I do to be better. It's not about me. I'm not teaching people gratitude on this show. This is just about me getting learning and framing how important gratitude is for me. And this is teaching. Like it's kind of a joke. People have said to me, like when they've seen me out in public, like, what happened to gratitude? And I'm like, oh, dude, life happens. Like, it's called morning gratitude to basically force me to go, look, this is the most important thing that you can do every day is practice gratitude. But it's me teaching myself every morning the importance of it. Like, we're not perfect. And also the two, being able to recognize when you're weak and appreciating those moments of being weak also allow you to go, I know that there's going to be an opportunity that will come out of this. There's going to be something better that comes out of this for me. But you can't do that when you don't acknowledge that you're weak. If you don't literally go, I need to cry. If you try to push through and ignore that, you will not be able to find the blessing. You're just going to skip over it. And I swear by that. You will skip over the opportunity to see the blessing if you don't take the time to appreciate the fact that right now you're sad. Right now you're depressed. Right now you're struggling. Right now you got screwed over. Recognize it, and I promise you will see the opportunity after. Don't run through it. Don't try to suppress it. Don't try to hold it down. And as I'm saying this, I'm saying it to myself. I'm not preaching. I ain't preaching at you. I'm telling myself that to remind me, because I know it to be true, because it happened yesterday. Really quick, I want to give a shout out to the Spreaker audience, everybody listening on the Edge Radio Network, and of course, all of you lovely Facebook people. Brandy, good to see you. Nick Harris, Enos, good to see you. Bonnie, great to see you. If I'm skipping anybody, I'm sorry. Good morning, everybody. We're with the amazing Sophie Kessner. You're terrific. Okay, look, here's the deal. There's so many different directions that I can go with you, because I know that your depth is insane. Is there anything that's on your heart that you want to talk about?
That's a fantastic question. I guess we'll just cheerio off of where we left off here, and understanding again, to tie this all together, that you are everything and nothing all at the same time. And that really is understanding that you are all of the beautiful parts of you, and you're also all the parts of you that aren't so pretty, and the parts that are painful, and the parts that aren't what you would want the world to see. And to be okay with being all of that is really the biggest message that I would love to just share with all of you, and understanding that when you give yourself permission to be whole, to recognize that you're whole with all of it, and you give yourself permission to feel, then that's when you can really start to heal. And it's not about always being positive and happy and 24/7, because believe me, I'm not. But giving yourself permission to be human, right? For me, it was a total game changer. And what I will also say in this is, understand that when life brings you the chaos, be grateful, because that is life opening up the door and saying, hey, you've been living at this certain level for so long. You ready? You said you wanted to get to the next level. And you're saying, but I'm not ready yet, life. Right? No, honey, you're ready. You're ready. It's time for you to grow, to expand, to step into this next level of your being, and understand, like for you, Josh, like you got to grow. Like this is a fucking gift for you, because instead of just playing at the level you've been playing at, as great as it's been, you're stepping into a whole nother realm, a whole nother level. And life has presented you with the chaos, the opportunity for you to expand into the greatest version of yourself possible. So if you are in that moment right now where you're experiencing chaos, where you're experiencing the depths of your soul.
Come on.
Yeah. You just love it, appreciate it, honor that part of you, and say, all right, love the chaos, expect the unexpected, appreciate the mystery and the unknown, and instead of running from it, embrace it, love it, enjoy it. because that is life saying, it is time, honey. It is time for you to evolve. It is time for you to come out. It is time for you to bring out all of these other different pieces.
Wow. I had this adrenaline rush shoot right through me. I almost threw over my desk, which would be bad because this is where the microphone is.
Yeah.
Wow. I've got lightning shooting through my body right now. That's amazing. It's so true though. It's so true. Mm-hmm. This is why, guys, I'm serious. If you're a coach or you're an entrepreneur, you're a leader of your team, Sophie's the coach for you. I'm telling you. And I don't even think what she does is coaching. I really, I think it's basically, she's the organizer of chaos. She's finding poetry in pain. It's a terrific, you're so terrific at what you do. And it's been inspiring to know you and to watch you grow and to watch you push so hard to make other people better while sacrificing yourself. Go ahead.
It's not about pushing. It's not about fighting. It's about flowing and being able to get into that space where you don't have to push so hard, but you can actually just flow. I love it. But really, again, becoming that magical unicorn, right? Where you're no longer having to fight life, but you're able to embrace life. And as a really great friend of mine, my podcast co-host, Dan, said, it's learning to surf and ride the wave instead of trying to fight the wave. And if you can learn to embrace that in your life, when stuff happens, it's going to fucking happen. The more you try to control it, the more miserable you're going to be. So instead of fighting it, for me, it was like, let me just embrace it. Let me love it. And let me just get into flow here. And whatever comes is going to come. And let me just own that.
Wow. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You were right to correct me there too. You're right. Okay, so you teach people basically how to ride the wave.
Riding your own wave with systems, strategies, and processes, because I believe you need both parts, right? And for most entrepreneurs, what I found is they either tend to have one or the other. They're either great in their inner world or they're great in their outer world. And so it's usually figuring out, okay, what part of the puzzle do you need to the most? And let's optimize that so that you can have the full working machine instead of either having the car but no engine.
And you know what? That's funny is because I think Melissa and I both are very free-spirited, creative. I love like thousands of ideas and we're constantly in flow. But yet there's like, we almost need somebody in our hip pocket to just constantly take notes. Like I think we either need a chip in our head or someone just to like walk around with us everywhere we go and just take notes and organize it, because there's moments of just talking out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, I can't write this down. I mean, there's a lot of that. You're right. It's like we have these supreme strengths, one areas or not, but that's why, well, I think God created us to collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why, giant groups of prayer people, if you're praying, it works. A bunch of people putting creative think tanks, the reason they work is because it's a collaborative effort. You're putting your energies together. You're letting your strengths out there, and allows people to see how everything comes together. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to work together. Mm-hmm. There's no hierarchy. We may have been told there's a hierarchy of life, but there's not. I mean, I guess there is, but I mean, if you want true success in life, and that means relationships, that means love, that means friendships, that means romance, it means business, it means all of it. It's all about collaboration and working together to empower each other. Where you're weak, I am strong, and vice versa. And that's a beautiful thing, and you're really great at doing it. Look, I have to have you back on the show. I have to. I love your energy. I told Melissa last night I was so excited that you were coming on the show, because I know I've never interviewed you before, but I know the energy and we have a good chemistry, and I was just really excited to talk to you, and I knew I didn't even have to prepare because we would just talk. So I'm really stoked that you came on. I want to have you back on the show. But because you came on the show, I'm going to give you a giraffe.
Oh, I get a giraffe?
A giraffe, yes. You're going to get a giraffe. And you cannot sell the giraffe, and you cannot give it away.
Sell the giraffe.
Right, you don't sell the giraffe.
No, the giraffe is going to go next to my giant panda bear.
Okay, well, what else are you going to do with it? No, it's a real giraffe.
A real giraffe?
A real giraffe, yes. I'm giving you a real giraffe. Like a
3 foot tongue.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I'm giving you one of those. You cannot sell it. You cannot sell it.
Can
you cannot give it away. You can do whatever you want with it. You just can't give it away and sell it.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Wait, okay, so we're gonna dress it up as a unicorn, and we're gonna get it a horn, and we're gonna add wings, and we're gonna paint it pink, and we're gonna ride on the giant giraffe. I'm so excited.
Oh, it's so perfect.
This is gonna be amazing.
I almost said I'm going to give you a unicorn. So it was so funny that it's so perfect. That's my favorite answer so far. It's so great. Oh my God,
Yay.
Sophie. Thank you so much for coming on Morning Gratitude. Welcome. You rule. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Josh. Have an amazing day.
Sophie Kessner, everyone. Oh my gosh. She wins. She wins. Everyone's even saying it. Like everybody listening on the radio right now, the comments are terrific. Everyone's so excited about what she's going to do with the giraffe. Oh wow, this is great. Hey guys, she's great, right? She's awesome. Like if you're interested in joining her Facebook group, it's really empowering. I'm telling you right now. You can message me and I will send you the link for it. You have to sign up. It's a private group, but it's great. And I'll send you the link. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Things are kind of settling in. It's so good to see some of the familiar faces to make me feel normal. I was looking down at the screen when we first started. I'm like, I don't know any of these people. They don't know who I am. They don't know what this show is all about. And so you guys, Jody, good to see you. You guys have normalized everything. It's so good to see you. We're going to be on this page for a little bit until we get Facebook lets me back on my show. But hopefully we can avoid those problems now. I want to play you guys something. I got a new there's a band called the Boulevards that I got introduced to last night, and I really dig them. So I want to play them real quick. Oh, I started at the wrong point. Oh, well. Catchy song, right? You guys are great. Really good, quick shout out. Melissa Hall, thank you. Nick, you're terrific. Thank you. Thank you for sharing this video, everybody. Jody, good to see you. Enos, thank you. Krista, great to see you. No, not a horse. Oh, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you, guys. Again, Bonnie, thank you for joining the show. An amazing group today. And yes, Facebook, this is not copyrighted music. I can play it as long as I want. I love this band. They're called the Boulevards. Ooh, rocking it at Crazy Horse, Mount Rushmore. What did everyone think of the show today? Did you guys like the show? Everyone like it? Did everyone like Sophie? Comment. Give me some likes. Share the video. Support her if you like it. Sophie's great. One of my favorite people on the planet, really. She cusses a lot, though, but whatever. What's up, Ivan? How you doing, man? Oh, man, you guys are terrific. You guys enjoyed the show? Oh, good. Good to see that. Bonnie, love the show. And Sophie, Ivan, good to see you, my man. You guys are the best. Krista's your homegirl? All right. Krista, thank you for coming and joining the show today. Jody, Jody, it was a good show, I promise. I had nothing to do with it. You guys are awesome. All right. Everybody listening on Spreaker, everybody listening on the Edge Radio Network, everybody watching on Facebook Live, God bless you guys. I finally feel normal. It's so good to see you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Here, I'm going to play one more song. We're going to sit here and play music. Hey, I got a question for you guys. I want to do a radio contest. Let's have a radio contest. What kind of contest do you want to see? We have skincare to give away. We have cannabis products to give away, CBD products to give away. We even have cosmetics to give away. We want to give a shout out. I love you too, Brandy. Thank you. That's a good song too. Yeah, so I want to give a shout out to Face Camp. Amazing skincare company. You guys got to check it out. Cannabis products, SoCo Cannabis Creations. Shout out. Color Evolution Cosmetics. They're terrific. Shout out to Live Mana Worldwide. A shout out to E360 TV. A shout out to the Melissa Hull TV show. A shout out to all of you. Man, my life feels so much better now that we got to do this show and it was normal and awesome. Making up for yesterday. God bless you guys. I'm out.